I might eat chocolate every blue moon, but when I put that in my mouth, I was like, what did I just do? Like, that's so gross.
That's not the easiest thing to spit out.
Yes.
No, you're committed. Once you're in there, you're committed to it for sure. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know why you want
Oh, there's somebody already on here. Just forgive us, we're just kind of having fun.
It's early.
It's
Yeah.
early. We haven't seen Kelly forever.
6
so
minutes.
Yeah.
Forgive me, I may leave at like, I timed it. Yeah, 11:40.
Yeah. Okay.
Jump across town.
We'll get all the good stuff in before then.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
what
And then we'll talk about you when you leave.
Talk about me too. You have to leave at 11.
Oh, even earlier. Oh gosh.
It's camps. You remember?
Oh yeah.
You're running
Oh my
big kids
gosh.
around. I know.
Yes.
Yeah. So Imani used to babysit her little ones, and these kids are getting old.
14 and 10 now. I
Yeah.
love they have not even gotten out of bed yet. You know, I mean, I told them to order their own food.
That sounds
You
about
know,
right.
like,
Yeah.
Did you choose when you're letting them stay at home by themselves? I have a hard time with no babysitting thing. Like what age? Because you have a 14-year-old, which I'm assuming that started sooner, but.
yeah, for sure. I mean, probably we let our nanny go probably 2 years ago. Yeah, but you know, we were tag teaming, kind of working from home and things like. And Aaron he hasn't been with the team in over almost a year, so he was kind of doing the stay-at-home dad thing. So we just haven't really needed one. So this is really the first summer that they've been home, kind of alone.
Yeah. I just don't know when that would start. Like, I always get nervous.
I was nervous too.
I'm a child of the 80s.
I am
From
too.
my perspective, you can. I mean,
I did too. I was a latchkey kid. I did. But
Yeah,
I don't
me
know.
too.
In my brain, I
It's
feel like it's different now that I'm a mom. My parents did not have problems leaving me at home.
Yeah.
When I was in elementary school.
That's where we learned all of our lessons. You know, too.
I agree. I don't know why. I don't know why my brain won't let me
Yeah.
accept it.
I was the same.
I was like,
oh,
oh,
you were at home cooking. And you
Yeah,
doing all of it at 8.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Why are we like that?
But
now?
you
Y'all
know,
turned out great. I turned out great.
We're fine.
I know. Sometimes I wonder if we're being a little too.
Yeah, once you do it, you'll be like, oh.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
12, 13, because the state of Georgia say you can leave them at 12 for a couple of hours.
Really?
Yeah.
So without one deal.
Yeah. You can leave them for what? 4? I don't know.
I don't know. I did it at 12.
I did 12.
We were just talking about that
Yeah.
yesterday.
For just a
Why
few
were we
hours.
talking about that yesterday?
Random conversation.
It was a random conversation.
Yeah.
I can tell you one thing we've been doing, and I would say this is for something for future, for training for you guys. So every morning at 9:15 we have scripts and role play on my team for about 15 minutes. And we realized, because I have a leadership team as well within my team, and every Friday we meet. And for the last 3 weeks, we have not hit our pending contract goal, which is 7 pending contracts a week. We were down, and we've been up for weeks and weeks and weeks. So so number one, if you're looking at your business every week, you're going to catch stuff like that.
Yeah.
But so this week is all about reviewing our offers that didn't win. And oh my gosh, like we have had the 2 most powerful calls where we take an offer, an agent loses their ego, and we just break it down and figure out, hey, what are the scripts that you need help with? How can you coach your buyer to do an escalation clause with no max when they're already at the max, you know? So anyway, good stuff like that. So if you're not do that, I just came off of that. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap up, right? So Arshia, how did you do?
I did one appointment, meeting with him on Friday, and I had like 3 contacts.
All right, so you got till, are you going to work today?
I'm going to be doing more door knocking today.
Okay, good. And then you'll call me or text
Oh, I
me
will
like you
definitely
did.
text you just like I did yesterday.
Yeah, okay, good. And so for the door knocking, what's the goal?
10.
And how many appointments?
I would like them more.
You want one more? Okay. All right,
Fill up that pipeline.
okay. All right, great. Deja, how did you?
I got one appointment
I like that y'all starting with the appointment, yeah?
and I preached.
I just keep knocking on those people pick up and get 10%. I'm good enough. And that they never get
Contacts?
I've reached 5 people.
Oh, very
Figure
good.
it out.
And then how will you get your other 5 today?
I have 2 people I have to call this evening,
Okay,
and then I've left 2 messages to people. The rest of my left messages they have picked up. So
okay,
I have the 10, but some of them haven't picked up, and 2 of them I need to call later on this evening.
all right, so you're gonna recall.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I have to.
India,
I would say it's a strong week.
okay,
And I talked to 6.
okay,
Singing of it.
all
I know.
right, okay, and you're 12 on 1, so you know what to do,
Yes.
okay? And then Joseph, how did you do?
But I had the rest of the day.
Yes, I know, but for this session, how did you do?
I mean,
You've been texting back and forth with
Yeah.
people who are responding, so that's a contact.
like 7, 8 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I talked to 7, so I talked to 2 people, so 7 people.
Okay, so talk to 2, because we count the contacts. Contacts, right? So did
And
you
then-
talk to all 7?
Well, 5.
Oh, you talked to 5?
Yeah,
Okay,
and then I talked to 2 on the phone.
okay, so that's 7.
That's 7.
So 7 contacts, all right, you're more than halfway there. And how are we doing with the appointments?
I don't have an appointment yet. I'm working on that right now.
Okay, all right, so up to 7 PM to get your 3 appointments over, okay? All right, good. So what do you think, coming back the first day?
You need to keep coming back.
Yeah, I need to keep coming. I actually took the day and tomorrow off so that I could do some stuff.
Okay.
I got 2 more weeks of school left, so after that, I got like a 2-week window.
Okay, all right, great. And it's all about that schedule, Joe, right? It's all about that.
That's what I need to find out. How do I get? Where do I find the time? How do I do it?
Go in there and set an appointment with me. Go talk to your mom to get on my schedule,
Okay,
okay?
I'm going to the person's office.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, go to the school's office. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, so Friday we are off. Well, the office is closed. It does not in any way mean that you do not script practice on Friday morning. No. It doesn't mean that y'all are off, right?
Okay, I'll call you.
Okay, good. I love that accountability. You all do your own scripts practice. Deja, you find somebody to script with on Friday, and Joseph's gonna do the same, because I'm gonna jump into my own group. I have a master group when I'm not here that I script with. Y'all told me about all these lofty goals. We gotta master a conversation, and Kelly is gonna help us to master a conversation, where her text to me yesterday said, and you will never get stumped ever again. So I'm gonna just grab my notebook and become a student. And
Awesome.
you can take it away anytime you're ready.
Oh, Sarah's there.
Yes, I see
Hey,
Sarah.
oh, that's so, and Adrian,
And
awesome, and Amanda, I know some of you guys. Awesome. Hey, I think Amy's gonna be on here.
Libby's
Hey,
here.
girl, how are you?
Yes,
Oh, we're down with you the other day, you didn't even know it. I was like in the lobby and you were over at the, yeah, and a couple times I was like, hey, and then you were just focused on working out, so I totally get it. Yes, yes.
Struggling
We were looking good though, we're in there. All right,
Doesn't
so.
look good for that wedding dress.
That's
does it?
right, yes. Okay, so I don't know what you guys y'all aren't gonna be able to see what I'm writing on here. And Sarah, you can feel free to jump in anytime, because we
You
talked
wanna
about this.
write here, so they can see,
Yeah.
so that camera.
They're lost.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. All right. Thanks. Okay. Can y'all see this? No. Okay, well, it's not gonna happen. They can't see it. You guys are gonna have to write notes down. All right, so,
Oh, right there.
right here. Well, then, but no, not people in the back.
Oh, well, that's true. So sorry.
They get first, they're here, so.
They're in the room.
All right, guys, you write notes, okay? All right, so, I haven't done this with you guys, so I want to do this in the format y'all want to do it in, but the very first thing I want to teach you guys is the formula for handling objections. And this isn't just a formula for an objection that you get in real estate. This is a formula for how to connect with people and how to have a really powerful conversation with somebody, okay? And it's also a way to kind of cheat if you don't know what the heck to say in a situation, okay? So the objection handler formula, oh, this is gonna not be a good,
Okay, so, here. You keep going and
See,
I'll
okay.
give you the marker.
all right. So the first part of the objection handler, handling formula is to, so they're gonna say, oh, thanks. They're gonna say, give me an objection. Just give me an objection.
I'm not ready to move
I'm
yet.
not ready.
Okay, not ready to move yet. Okay, got it. All right. Okay, so what you're gonna do first is you're gonna ask. Okay? Got it. And you're gonna repeat back what they say. Got it. You're not ready to move yet. Listen, that's an option. Tell me more about that. Okay? So why would we stop and say, tell me more about that? Because I will tell you, the average person will be ready to just handle it right away, right? But why do we need to stop and ask?
For a better understanding.
Acknowledgement?
Yes, acknowledgement,
Better
understand.
understanding, so you know how to help them solve whatever they feel like the issue is, what's stopping them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, learn more about where they're coming from, right? We can make an assumption, because if we don't do that, we're gonna make an assumption, and y'all, because I put my foot in my mouth so many times, you will probably get it wrong, right? All right, so ask, basically you're gonna ask for clarity, and one of the ways I love to do that is, especially when they're picking from one or two options, is letting them know that's an option. Because when you say that's an option to them, it disarms them. It doesn't become you against them or their idea against your idea. It becomes, listen, let's lay it all on the table. That's an option. Tell me more about that. All right, so you're gonna ask, and I love the tell me more. Okay, this is the secret when you don't know what to say to. Interesting. Tell me more about that. All right, and I'll put the option up here too. All right, the second one is you're going to level shift. All right, so let's keep going with this. So they said we're not, what was the?
I'm not ready to move yet.
Okay, I'm not ready to go. Augurine, you know what? I completely understand that. That's absolutely an option you have right now. Tell me more about why you're not ready to move.
I don't wanna live outside on the street because I read the news and there's nothing, and I'm not paying 100,000 over anything to anybody, so I just stay put.
Okay, understood completely. Have you considered that by not buying right now, you're actually gonna spend more money a year from now or 2 years from now?
How's that?
Okay, so that's where you wanna get them to with the level shift. You wanna get them thinking, okay? You've already gotten them thinking by asking them to tell you more, because y'all, we live in a society where we don't let ourselves think. We just don't, because we're so used to, instead of really thinking our way through something, we check Instagram, right? We think about something else, we distract ourselves. Yes, yeah. So we're putting them in a position where they're already thinking, we're listening, and then we need to get them to think differently, because most people think in this is their brain. This is where most people stay, right? This is where we all stay, in our 10% comfort zone, right? When you ask a level shift question, now you're getting them into this area. This is where you can have influence. This is where you make change, right? So the level shift, you want to stop them in their tracks, and you want to get them thinking differently, okay? So another level shift, and this is where I really want you guys to practice too. So another level shift could be, and you guys help me out too, we can all practice together, might be, let's see. So Augurine, it sounds like what I'm hearing you say is that you feel like that there's just not enough homes to pick from right now, and you don't want to settle. Am I hearing you right? Okay, got it, understood. Have you considered, though, that houses are more affordable now than they've ever been, and some homes are selling before they even hit the market? Or, let's see, Augurine, it sounds like that you're worried that there won't be enough for you to pick from, and you're gonna have to settle. Okay,
Exactly right.
all right, got it. All right, have you considered that there's a whole inventory of homes that sell before they even hit the market, and I can actually open you up to those opportunities.
How would you do that?
Okay, so does anybody else, can anybody else think of a level shift? Anybody on Zoom?
That's for Gino.
Thinking. What would it mean to you to stay where you are for another year?
Oh, that's a really good one. I wasn't even going that direction, Sarah. I'm so glad that you went there. Because now what are you doing?
Putting it back on, the onus back on them, for them to think it through.
Yes, and
Getting
you're,
some motivation.
yes, and you're putting them in a negative future.
Future, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So got it. You know, Sarah, that was brilliant. Got it. You know, that's an option. Let me ask you this. What would happen if you continue to live where you're living for the next year, 2, 3?
2 years.
What would that look like? Yeah. Oh, that's a great one.
Cause then you gotta walk me through to positive.
Exactly.
present.
Yeah. Because you just told me that you need to move because you really need more space for your family. Quarantining has taught you that you need a basement, you need a backyard, your family's killing each other, right? Yeah. And so, okay, got it. So, but an average agent will let you make the excuse all day long that you're scared to jump in the market because you've heard how competitive it is. And an excellent agent is going to get you, you're going to convince yourself why now is the best time and why your family deserves what you really want. They're not gonna let you off the hook. All right, so we level shift and then we handle, okay? And this is where everybody wants to jump to, the handling,
Yeah.
because we're so smart and we know so much, right? We're just dying to spew wisdom, right? But I can promise you, especially if you're interviewing other people, no realtor has ever walked them through this and got them thinking. So then you get into the handle. So this is when all your wisdom comes out, right? Like, going back to, let's use Sarah's level shift of what would it look like? So Autherine, let me ask you this. What would it look like if your family continued to live in this home without the space that they really deserve?
They'll probably end up hurting each other. Yeah, cause the girls are sharing and they're teenagers and, oh my God, that is disastrous. So, yeah, we really need to get out of this house. I just don't see how we're gonna do it based on the present market.
Yeah. Well, no, listen, I completely understand your concern there.
Is it Kristen?
Yeah, Sarah made a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
No, she typed it.
Oh.
I'm just typing notes for everybody, because
Oh,
we
all
can't see what
right,
you're
all right,
writing.
okay, good. Okay, because I was like, I don't know, there's math.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's all try to handle this, okay? Autherine, here's what I'm hearing you say. You told me that you're the kind of parent that believes that your kids and your family deserve the space to spread out and have autonomy, but at the same time, become even closer together. And you've also shared with me that you are concerned that this market doesn't have enough inventory for you to pick from. So here's my solution to that. Not only am I going to present you every opportunity that comes on the market through our website search, but I'm also going to sit down with my team and we're going to call every neighborhood that your family would be interested in living in. I'm going to turn over every rock of every colleague that I know that might have a listing in that area. And I'm going to open you up to every opportunity in the market, not just the ones that other buyers are seeing. So why don't we do this? And now you get to the next steps part. Okay, so you've handled it, and you're going to flow right into next steps. So Audrey, let's do this. Let's go ahead and plan to meet tomorrow at 2:00. We're gonna put together a strategy for opening you up to every single opportunity in the market. And we're gonna make sure that your family gets in the home with the space they deserve, so they don't wind up killing each other in the next 6 months, right? And so you can take advantage of today's market, interest rate, the benefits in today's market. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay. All right, so we can start with this. Any questions about this?
So that, can you go over the handle again, like, how'd you handle it?
So the handle is gonna be what everybody naturally goes to, okay? So I don't think I wanna buy right now. What would be a reason why people should buy right now?
Low interest rates.
That's a handle. What else?
I mean,
That's
people are
price.
paying overpriced, so
Yeah.
more money for them, more money in their pocket.
For the seller or
Oh,
buyer?
I'm sorry, I'm thinking seller.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Well, I guess low interest rates will be the first thing I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's an example of a handle. Give me another objection.
She gave you a piece that you could work with, and that was my kids are gonna do it there.
Yeah,
So you say, okay, well, it sounds like you need more room, basement, yard, things like that,
Right,
get out.
so-
Yeah,
the handle is what we naturally go to,
Mhm.
right? That's what we all know. We all go to the handle, right? But this is the first thing you want to say when somebody says, I don't think this is not the house for us. Or I know it's in the location and the price and it's got the condition I want, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. The handle is what you naturally go to first, but it's got everything that you were looking for and you said you wanted. But instead you start with, and you know what, not buying this house is an option. Tell me more about what you feel it's missing. Have you considered that this is the only house that's checked 90% of your boxes? And by passing this up, and we've been looking for 3 months, and we may not find it again. And then you get into the handle. So what would be a handle for that? The handle could be actually you go into the location. This is the school district you want. It's got the condition that you said that you wanted, and it's at the price point that you want. Let's do this. Let's put an offer out.
So handle is kind of like the benefits that it
Mhm.
provides to them, or the
Mhm.
positives.
Mhm.
that it- Okay.
And you don't jump there first,
Okay.
like most people do,
so
right?
ask, double check,
Yeah.
and then handle.
And then next steps.
So the next step, setting the appointment.
You gotta get agreement. It's anything, but the most important part of it is getting agreement.
Yeah.
Because without this, the conversation just falls flat after the handle.
Right, it's let's either meet at the coffee house so, and then we'll do this and that. Or it's like you said, let's put an offer in and this.
Or, yeah, exactly. Or let's go ahead and sign a listing agreement. Let's go ahead and agree to work together today. It's
Whatever.
we're a
Just a
team,
close.
let's do this and let's move forward. Let's take the next step.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's pretty similar to what I'm kind of used to. We use AARPS, acknowledge, recommend, pitch.
Mm,
Cool.
I like it. Yeah,
So
okay.
it kind of puts me in the mind of that.
Yeah.
just For real estate.
Cool,
Mhm.
awesome. This is ALHN. I don't know what you make out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All right, so what are some, now I'm gonna turn it over to you guys, because however you guys normally like to do this, what stumped you? We're
I
talking,
one that's something.
okay, all right,
Which still stops me. So I have a couple of people in my neighborhood that's looking to sell they'll pop up and say they want to sell their house. How it happens is the president of the HOA
Mhm.
will put out a note and say, hey, anybody looking to sell their house? And someone may respond, say, yeah, I might be selling in May.
Mhm.
And I kind of intervene in the conversation by saying, hey, if you're interested, I would love to talk to you and try to, I DM them outside of the
Mhm.
Facebook, whatever messaging thing.
Mhm.
And a couple different times they want to sell themselves for sale by owner.
Mhm.
And because the person that's leading the conversation in the HOA, who's president of HOA, is giving them leeway to say, I might have a buyer agent that can help you, they immediately feel like they can do it on their own.
Mm.
So the stump for me is how do you get in front of it? Because I'm always posting and putting information out there to make myself knowledgeable in in my HOA,
Mhm.
but there's this middle person that's kind of jumping in front of it and passing people in the neighborhood to a buyer's agent.
Yeah,
So it's a stump for me. So I'm like, how do you get in front of it? What's the right conversation with them to present yourself to get out of the buyer? I'll do it myself. I'll sell it myself.
it sounds like there's two things here.
Yes,
Number
probably
one, how to jump ahead of the president,
Yeah.
right? And then number two, it's a FISBO conversation.
Yes.
Okay,
there's two of
all
those.
right, got it.
So
So,
this was probably the more recent one because that's the current circumstance, even though
Uh-huh.
she initiated it.
got it. So, I mean, I think the first thing that we're looking at is how do you communicate effectively and influentially with your neighborhood, right? So that you aren't waiting on the president to send that
That's
out.
right.
You actually already know it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to me, it's as simple as calling through the entire neighborhood
Yeah.
and letting them know, hey, listen, I live in the neighborhood. No one cares more about our home values than me because it directly affects me. You know, here's what I'm seeing in the market right now. Here's the opportunity in the market right now. You know, which could be selling, right? It could be, were you aware that in our neighborhood, prices have gone up 12% since last May? That's 1% per month, whatever yours is. Yeah. I am passionate about anybody in our neighborhood that needs to take advantage of this market, finding them and walking them through a strategy. Who do you know? Yeah. And then if you begin to make that call, let's say it's once a quarter, even once a month, it could be a call, it could be a text, you know, follow up or something like that. Now you're beginning to build trust and connect with them. Yeah.
I need to get numbers. That'd be the first step. I have emails.
How do you get numbers?
I thought the directory would have it, but our HOA directory, but they're not, people aren't putting their phone numbers, they're only putting their email addresses on the HOA directory.
Okay.
So I would need to either figure out a way to buy them maybe, I don't know how to get the email.
No, you right, excuse me.
Yeah. Hey.
Knock on the doors.
Oh,
your
not the
neighbor.
doors, okay,
Yeah, girl, you're thinking way too hard and
Okay, okay.
knock on the doors. You have a dog?
No,
Our children.
Get a dog
She
and walk. Yeah. That's how Sarah met a lot of her neighborhood.
has little tiny children.
Yeah.
Go walk with
I
the
did
children.
door knock in December, but it was more of a friendly door knock and gave away
Once a month.
cookie cutters, like introductions, door knock in December.
Here,
They just need to get their information.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So why would they give you your information? Why would they want to give you their information?
So they can get more information about what's going on in the market?
So what you got to figure out is your compelling pitch when you knock on the door, why they would want to give you their information. Yeah. And here's the way you do it too. It's just like an open house. You're poised, you're ready. You make an assumption they're going to give it to you. Hey, I noticed that I've got most people's numbers except for yours in the neighborhood. Yeah, I want to make sure that you're getting the same real estate updates or whatever, the same market updates that everyone else is getting. Go ahead and give me yours too.
Okay.
By the way, do you have kids in the house? Like, I mean, you want to connect with people,
Yeah.
you know, like where they're at too.
Maybe you pop by with the stats in hand, like ready to, about the neighborhoods, is your
If they
neighborhood,
have.
just stats on the neighborhood. I
That's
mean,
what
you
I
can
did.
have it available if you're talking,
Yes.
conversations going good.
I showed
Pass
one
it
of my
along to
neighbors
them.
a chart that I had, cause I said this is Lake Colony. More recent year, and then coming into 2021, and he just looked at it, he was like, oh man, it's 450 plus. Let
They
me
want
get
it,
here.
share it with
He
them.
was like, oh man, I don't wanna miss that train, so I was like, I don't want you to miss it either, so I'm just gonna, yeah.
Yeah, so get the phone numbers, right? That's easy to do. Just go knock on the doors or use the directory or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really your step number one. And then, okay, so let's talk about for sale by owners, because, you know, this is a market where I'm actually surprised we're not seeing more for sale by owners. And I believe, and Sarah can chime in here too, she's our lead listing agent. I believe that it all starts with, again, this formula and a powerful level shift in the stats, data, okay? So if somebody's talking about a for sale by owner, got it. You know what? That's an option in this market, selling it yourself. Tell me more about, what that would mean to you or what that would do for you. Tell me more about why you're going that direction or what's got you going that direction. Try not to ask why. It makes it defensive.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
I just think I move every 12 months, 24 months because of my job, and I just feel like I've been successful in doing it on my own.
Yeah, got it. Okay. And when you say you've been successful to do it your own, you mean like by actually selling, like getting a buyer or selling the house? Okay, got it. That understood. Well, I think that's fantastic. Let me ask you this. Have you considered the fact that this market, it's not about selling it. It's not about finding the buyer and getting a contract. It's actually about picking the right buyer in this market and eliminating almost all, if not all, of your risk.
I think there's some risk. I'm just wondering if I can maneuver through them because there's so many active buyers out there that I can find the right one that wants to buy it for the price that I want to sell it for.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Guess what? You might actually find 20 of those buyers, right? But what if only 1 or 2 of them can actually close on your house? Have you thought about how you're going to pick the right buyer in this market?
I haven't really thought about that part.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because you know what? Nobody's ever really sold in a market like this, right? So we're having to develop whole new strategies. And today it's about not, hey, can I get an offer? It's about which offer is going to be the one that actually goes to the closing table. Yeah. So why don't we do this? Let me come over for just 20 minutes. I'm going to update you with what's happening in the market and show you how I am making sure that my sellers get the right buyer with little to no risk. And we'll just see, you know what, if this is a good option for you.
I can do that.
That's all. Just get in front of them.
Yeah.
Sarah, you gonna add anything to that?
Yes. So I don't know who it was in the audience because I can't see your faces, but that, they're losing out because the president is sending to a buyer's agent. My level shift there would be, have you ever considered that that buyer's agent is representing that buyer?
Who's representing you?
Right.
Who's representing you?
Who is going to get you the most and the best terms? And then my second level shift is, it's absolutely an option to sell it yourself. I mean, you get plenty of opportunities and you're going to learn how to do my job by making all those mistakes. Have you ever thought that most people in this very competitive market, most buyers are represented by an agent? And you already said you don't mind paying the 3% commission for the buyer's agent. And now you're going to pay for an agent to negotiate against you. How does that feel?
And then you just be quiet. I think this is where the power of the level shift comes in how silent you will let them be, because they're thinking in this silence. But too often we want to jump in and rescue them. Stop it. Don't do that.
But the silence do the heavy
Yeah.
lifting, right?
Well, in long game, try to develop a relationship with that HOA president. So that you know
Yes.
their
That's the
person.
scary part. I do know her. We've known each other for years.
Of course, but listen, just because she's your friend doesn't mean that she owes you,
Yeah.
a referral or anything, right?
Mhm.
So she's the one, you're right, she's the most influential person in your neighborhood probably. That's the person that you need to demonstrate your value to.
Right.
And your
I'm gonna say
knowledge.
that just because you're friends, it doesn't mean that she has accepted you as a professional.
It makes it harder because she knows you new.
She knows
But
I'm
you
new,
can get
and
over
she
that.
had the other friend that's a realtor, so you kind of like figuring
Right,
out.
but the other friend doesn't live in there, so
No.
they don't know that complex like you do. So you
Yeah.
just continue to show you're the expert, that's your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Sarah, are you, I wonder, okay, let me see, this is like the newlywed game. Can I see if I'm gonna say what you're about to say?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So we've had 2 people on our team that have done this in their neighborhoods, because Sarah was new to Georgia when she moved into Belmont, and Tracy was new when she moved into her neighborhood. They actually, at their clubhouse, they held a workshop at their clubhouse where they got, and I don't remember what your topic was.
It was home renovations, what to do, what not to do.
Yeah. And then Tracy kind of did the same thing because they have a lot of rental properties. And so I think, and we actually were doing downsizing seminars as well. So think about the demographic of your neighborhood and think about what would they benefit from? Are they doing renovations? Are they downsizing? Are they upsizing? What is it? And get people do love the topic of, hey, I'm gonna update my house. What are the best things for resales? Like what's the best return on my money? Make it sexy too. What never to do in a renovation, taught by your neighborhood specialist.
And bring it, so I have one of my coaching clients, she's done this twice now. So she's gonna do one in July, and she's gonna bring in the experts, right? People who do renovations. She has a problem with polybutylene pipe in her neighborhood. She's bringing in a plumber. He does a lot of the work in it. They have a problem with the, what do you call that? The retaining wall, right? The builder who built the house, he has a problem because the steps are separating from most of those houses. Guess
Okay.
what? She's bringing that person in.
And then what if she got discounts only for her neighbors,
She is
for
working
all
on
those
that.
people?
She is working on getting discounts.
I
And
like it.
she
That's
is
a really good one.
facilitating,
I
do
like
you
that.
understand? She's
No, I
not
like
the expert in any of those
Yeah.
subjects,
Yeah.
she's facilitating.
And now she's the gatekeeper of that information too. They're not gonna be there handing out their cards. It's going to be register for this through Eventbrite or
Yeah.
whatever, so you got their contact information, and then she will be the one to send out the recap and the contact information. Sarah, is that did I guess right?
That was definitely one of the things that I was.
Oh, that was wrong. All right, anyway.
I could say a lot. The other thing that I was gonna say is you need to pull that HOA president in, go to coffee and say, how do we work together to increase the values of this neighborhood?
I like that one too.
Do you think that by giving these leads to a buyer's agent and then no one representing the seller really maximizes our prices?
Yeah, which is going to drive prices in our neighborhood up more.
Right.
Our neighbors getting one offer on their houses, we're getting 10.
So that's the thing that I feel like I'm zeroing in too, because she's just giving that one buyer agent directly to that listing. They're only gonna probably go with that offer, they think they're getting something easy versus really seeing what's available in the market and if they really are getting the best value.
Yeah, and
And
listen, some people, again, this is where it's an option. It's an option to take the easy route, okay? And so a level shift might be something like, you know what? That is, I definitely see some sellers taking hey, I wanna sell, I've got a buyer, let's put ourselves together. That's not how you're gonna net the absolute most in this market. What is your goal for selling? Netting the absolute most or taking the easy route and not netting the most? Or that actually maybe more of a handle, more than a level shift. But anyway, okay. All right.
Like, thank you guys.
Yeah. Okay, so what else? What else has stumped you guys?
Mine are just basic, because I'm just starting out making cold calls, so.
Just because they're basic doesn't mean that they're any less important though.
Right. I'm like, usually it's like I'm not interested, or, yeah, basically it's for FISBOs, when I was doing them, immediately one of them is like, oh, okay, do you have a buyer? Like immediately off the cuff, and I was like, okay. And then.
Well, wait, hang on. Do you want to start with that one? I mean, that's a good one.
Do you have a buyer? It's like, I could have a lot of buyers.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if it's a fit.
Yeah, I changed my script after I spoke with Tom, so I kind of backdoor it. But basically, what I say now is I may have a buyer for you, and I just have a couple quick questions.
Mhm.
And then I go into, you know, I forgot the questions I usually ask, but
Okay, which is more important to you, having one buyer or having 20 buyers right now?
I want the right buyer.
Is a FSBO really gonna say that?
No.
Or expired or whatever?
No, they
That's,
just,
but that's your level shift right there.
okay,
You know, oh, do you have a buyer? You know what? I might, sure.
yeah,
But which is really more important to you right now? The one buyer or 20 buyers?
that I can bring to you. Yeah.
Or just, yeah, I would even say that. I would
Okay.
just say, which is more important to you, one buyer or 20?
And then how would that conversation look like?
Well, what would they say if I said that, if I asked that?
As a physical, I would say, well, I mean, the more the better, because I want to sell the house and I want to get the most of it, and it'll probably end up being like a bidding war if it's 20 buyers.
Exactly.
So
So tell me about what you've experienced so far, because I can see from Zillow, looks like you've been advertising your house for about 5 days. How many offers have you gotten so far?
I've gotten a few bites.
Okay.
One offer.
Great.
We might be going under contract.
Okay.
But do you have anything? Do you have a buyer right now that you could send to me?
Well, actually, I mean, I could have a buyer for sure, but here's what I'm more focused on. See, I'm more focused on helping sellers win strategically in this market and netting the absolute most. And here's what I'm seeing,
Mhm.
whatever your name is. Here's what I'm seeing, is that for sell by owners, buyers who are afraid of competitive offers tend to target for sell by owners right now in this market. I mean, why do you think they do that?
Probably if they want to work with someone that's not as experienced and they're probably the same level.
Maybe, I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
I think you're probably right on that. It could also be that they know that they don't have a lot of competition, right, with other buyers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me ask you this, how can a buyer wanting to buy your home because there's not a lot of competition, how could that negatively impact you?
Well, I guess I may not be able to sell for the price that I want, but rather what they're offering. And, I mean, it is competitive though. Because I am getting offers.
Yeah.
Like I'm,
And yet you haven't picked one, you haven't gone with one, tell me more about that.
Well, I'm not an expert in these contracts, so I'm not a realtor. So I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how to read them and
Yeah,
what it's saying, and we have a bunch. My husband looks at them too, and
here's what, yeah, that's okay, we'll go there. Here, listen, I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. I mean, just by you attempting to sell your home on your own
Mhm.
shows me that you actually are very financially savvy. And
Yeah,
you care about
yeah,
netting the most, is that right?
netting the most.
Meaning selling for the highest price, getting the best terms, things like that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, definitely. I do pretty well with my finances, so.
Of course you do, yeah, absolutely. So here's what I want you to consider.
Mhm.
The fact you could potentially, well, I won't even say potentially, by limiting your buyer pool,
Mhm.
you are not creating a frenzy that most of the other sellers are getting right now that's causing them to sell for more than you will wind up selling and with little to no risk.
Well, I'm on Zillow though. Zillow's like one of the biggest, websites you can go to, so I feel like I'm good on that though, because like, it's huge.
Yeah,
So,
no,
and I'm marketing on there, so.
yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And I think that you're probably doing a great job with that.
Mhm.
You know, here's what I want you to think about though.
Mhm.
Are most buyers represented by agents right now?
Yeah, I would say so, especially in this market.
Got it,
Because,
yeah.
I only know so much, but, yeah.
Yeah, well, again, I think that you're not giving yourself quite as much credit as you should. But here's what I'd like for you to consider.
Mhm.
I'd like for you to consider that by not listing on, like, let's say MLS and FMLS, that you're limiting your buyer pool and you're not gonna net as much as you can and not be as obviously as protected as you can, especially with all those legal documents.
Mhm.
So here's what I think we should do. Why don't you let me come over
Mhm.
tomorrow at either 2 or 6? Let me take a look at those offers if you'd like for me to with you. And what I'd like for you to do, what I'd like to do is walk you through a strategy where I can actually sell your home for more with little to no risk to you. You can cancel anytime if you're not happy with me. And I can show you how I actually, in terms that I can net my seller so much more that actually that could take that could take care of my commission.
Okay, so what's the charge for all this, that for you coming over? It's like, what do you, I mean, I don't wanna pay anything.
Yeah, no, there's no charge for me to come over, but why don't we talk about commission when I get there? Are there any other questions you wanna make sure I cover when we get there?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay, got it. All right, well, we'll definitely cover charges, things like that. So 2 or 6 tomorrow.
I'm better on Friday.
Better on Friday. Okay, perfect. So we'll do Friday. All right, great. So I'll see you on Friday.
Mhm.
And today's Wednesday. So tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have something dropped off at your house. It tells you a little bit more about our process.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll see you Friday at 2.
Okay,
Okay,
Friday, 2 sounds good.
okay.
And what was your name again?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
I was like, really go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did you see the assumption? He just assumed that he was gonna say yes to coming over. Did anybody notice that?
Yeah, she did.
He didn't even flinch. She's like, so is there a charge for you to come over? I'm like, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna go
No
to the
pushback.
commission thing, which most people would
Yeah.
say, oh, well, I charge 6% and half it goes to
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope, I thought-
You don't wanna answer anything
Yeah.
that could turn them off in that conversation, so instead, you're gonna say, it sounds like talking about commissions and what you will net is really important to you, is that correct? You wanna
Yes.
say, okay,
Yep.
perfect, I'm gonna put that on our list to talk about. What else do you wanna make sure we cover?
Can you do 1% commission?
Okay, let's talk about that as well, absolutely, I'll put that on the list. What else? You're just gonna keep asking, what else,
Right.
okay?
Mhm.
And then they just told you what your basically the outline of your consultation,
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
right? All right, what are some other objections?
Okay, so I have one.
Okay.
That we've run in this room before, and so I'm gonna give you the scenario and then I'm gonna turn my back to you.
Okay.
Alright, so it's an emotional situation.
Oh, the one
Oh, I know
Oh,
that.
shh.
Don't say that.
Emotional situation, this couple is sick, right? So this is the house that she raised her babies in, so she's been in the house like 30, 35 years. It's a big old house.
Okay,
And it's about $1 million house. She knows she has to sell it, it's about what, 10,000 square foot, right? She's not quite there yet, the husband is 100% there, he's like, we've gotta go, you know. So logically, she knows she needs to sell this house, emotionally, she's not there yet. So husband has talked to you, Kelly, and says to her, expect Kelly to call and set up an appointment, because he's a smart man, right? So, all right, Kelly, you're gonna call her
okay.
and you're gonna make me want to move.
Oh, make you
Make-
want to move.
Make
Okay,
me
got
want to move.
it. Okay,
And
got it.
I'm doing my back so you can't see my face,
Mhm.
because I'm teaching them how to listen.
Yes, good. Well, good. I'll turn my back to you.
Okay, so you ring me, right?
Okay, all right. Ring.
Hello?
Hi, is this off the ring?
You must be Kelly, right?
Oh my goodness, yes, I am Kelly. I'm Kelly Allen. How are you?
Well, I don't know how I am Kelly because my husband told me to expect your call and here you are, you're calling, so I don't know.
Well, you know what, Octarine, may I just start this call with, my goal is to not make you move. My job is to not talk you into moving, Octarine. I'm just here, my only goal is just to learn more about how you feel about the move and just to learn more about you. That's all. So can we talk for maybe just a few minutes about that?
Sure.
Okay, all right, awesome. And I promise you, there's no obligation with this conversation. So Octarine, tell me this. So tell me what has gotten you guys even thinking about selling your house?
Well, I tell you, it is really, it's big. and it's too big for two people, and I'm not saying we're not gonna sell it, I'm just saying maybe 5 years down the road, cause I'm not ready yet.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Well, listen, staying is definitely an option as well. I mean, so tell me more about you not being ready yet.
This is where I raise my babies, and now he wants me to move, and I'm not ready. This is so emotional for me. I'm not ready, and he should understand that I'm not ready. I'm not ready. This is where I brought my babies home to all three of them, and I just can't do it. I can't even have this conversation with you today.
Oh, Arthurine, listen, as a mom of two little ones, I'm several steps behind you, but I can completely feel how hard this is for you to think about selling the house that you brought your babies home to and that you have all these memories in.
Yeah, it's tough.
I know it is. And listen, change is really hard as well. So let me ask you this. Let me take you in a different direction, because I know this is hard. When you do move, wherever that is, where do you picture moving to? Walk me through what it looks like, what you envision.
The beach.
Oh, yes. The beach. Yeah, and tell me where your kids live now.
So I have a child in Boston,
Okay.
near the water, and it's too cold. I'm not going there.
Uh-huh.
And then I have another child who lives down in the Keys.
Uh-huh.
That's too boring.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nice water.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I have one here. So I don't know. I like the water though. But I like being here next to the one who has the grandchildren.
Well, obviously, yeah. And how old are the grandkids?
They're about 5 and 8.
Oh my goodness, how sweet. Oh, I love that so much. But you know what? Let me ask you this, Arthurine. Have you considered that whenever it is, but when you finally make that move to the beach, how excited your family is going to be to come and spend time with you and your husband? And not only that, but how long they're going to stay as well.
Oh my. No, I never really considered that. If I have a beach house, they're gonna want to come.
Oh, Arthurine, I mean, listen, from the clients I've helped in your exact same situation, what they find, and I know this is, it is a very hard move, but what they experience on the other side when they do finally make that decision is that their family is so excited to come see them, and the time they have together now with their family is so much more special because they're not able to drive home 10 minutes, right? I mean, they come and you build new memories in this new beach house. I mean, that's what you want, right?
Yeah, I mean, can I do it without having to pack up my memories here?
Oh, Arthurine, I will tell you this. There has never been a market like we're in now where my sellers have just do as little as possible. And what we can even do is put together a plan on how your house can show beautifully, even with all of these gorgeous memories all around. I mean, and let me ask you this too. I mean, just consider this, that this new, sweet, young family that's going to buy your home, I mean, they might be so excited to have these same memories that you built with your family in this home.
Yeah, I would love to give it to somebody who would, of course, sell it, who would love it the way we do. I mean, I've just had the most blessed time here.
Oh, of course you haven't. Listen, I haven't seen your home, but I'm just imagining, just from what I feel when I'm talking to you, I can imagine just the energy and the feeling that your home has and just how special it is. So here's what I'd like to do. I'd love to just come by and just meet you and show me this home with all these wonderful memories and just let me see it. And then let's just talk some more. You don't have to do anything. Like I said, I'm not making you sell. If this is not the right time, it's not. But you know what, Audrey, I'm gonna be here whenever you are ready. And I'd just like to go ahead and meet you now, sooner rather than later. Would that be okay?
Yeah, you sound pretty nice, yes.
Well, people have told me that before, but I really do, I care more about you and making sure this is the right move for you than I do about getting a quick sale. So I'm in this for the long haul. So how about tomorrow around 3 o'clock? Would that work?
Oh, that's fantastic. And I'm not making any promises.
You know,
Like
I-
you said, it's just a conversation, just a conversation.
And Autherine, I'm not asking you to make any promises. This is just a conversation. And let's talk more about that beach house too.
Okay,
Awesome.
alright, awesome.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay,
And see.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right, so what did she do differently than what you all did when we were role playing? And I kind of just hang up on all of you.
Yeah.
I did, I was like,
Well, except for Maria, she did.
Maria.
she did well. Yeah.
Maria asked, so where do you see yourself? And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say she took it to a next level, like
Yeah.
above what Maria did, and she kind of painted the picture, which I like, so you can, I guess, visualize yourself more in a new space.
Yeah.
And didn't allow you to go back to that place of, oh, I don't want to leave. So that was good.
Yes.
She was an S, I'm a high.
Well, I know you're not an S, but I knew
Yeah.
I was lucky because I'd been prepared that I knew that this person was an S.
Yeah, so
And
that's.
S's, their biggest fear is change.
Oh, that's an S.
And on the disc, that you need to learn the disc. An S's biggest fear is change. They can take the longest to make a decision. When an S says they're not ready to sign, they're really not ready to sign. Don't
Yeah.
push them,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But I wanted to paint the picture where you were going and all those new family memories that you're gonna make in this next place.
Yeah, and just being on the other side, you guys, of that role play, I felt the warm and fuzzy, right? Cause
She
she
spent a
actually
lot of time
made-
validating first.
Yes, she
Before
made me
doing
feel.
going beach, she really
Yeah,
validated.
Yeah, and I
felt a
could
lot.
feel care and we talk about that,
Yeah.
care, concern, and common sense, right?
Ooh, I would even throw a fourth in there, candor.
And candor, right? Care, concern, candor, and common sense, right? Without me feeling guilty about not wanting to leave.
Yeah, she totally disarmed you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, totally.
And she also connected with you because she has kids too. And she was like, well, and then she brought in the new family that would move in, when you're ready to sell, create memories just like you did.
Yeah,
And you were just like in this comfort zone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I swaddled you.
Yeah,
You
she did. You
swallowed
swallowed
you.
me. You
Yeah.
swallowed.
I'm
felt-
rocking you.
Oh, I felt.
I got you my
she
baby
birthed me.
born.
That's what she did.
That's
good.
Swallowed and burped, and so,
Yeah.
yeah, 3 levels deep of questioning.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
thanks for being, listen, again, I knew you were an S, and S's really care about who they sell to as well. So I'm not gonna, the last thing she wanted to hear me say is, but you could make so much money in this
Right.
market.
She don't
You
care
could
about
sell
that.
your home so fast. Nope, that would be a complete turn off for her, yeah. Whereas if I was talking to a D, maybe, or a C, I never would have gone into any of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't.
Because they would have hung up on me already, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm like, lady, what are you doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think Amy had a question, let me see, or an observation, let me run to, yeah, cause we have 9 comments in here. You
Amy, how are you feeling? You're muted.
Yeah.
You're okay? Good. Okay.
Yes, yeah, so empathy, compassion, understanding, and concern, yeah. Absolutely.
And I think that you can learn that, but I also feel like you have to really care. I don't know really you can learn how to care, right? Right?
Yeah.
You really do
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
care
Yeah.
though.
That was like very emotional for me, because
I mean,
I'm a
yeah.
high D,
Mhm.
I'm like her, so.
I'm a
I
high D.
have to learn to do that,
Mhm.
because I'm not, fuzzy,
Right,
loving
you
all
have to
that.
lean into it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's not natural for me. So
Mhm.
if you did that to me, I'd be like, Kelly, I'm gonna click.
Yeah, oh, for sure you would have, yeah, and I would have
Mhm.
deserved that, because I.
And she wouldn't have.
Mm-mm.
No, it's
Right.
It'd been a whole nother
It would be a
approach.
whole
Yeah,
different
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
The
Right.
mirroring is so.
That's something that I have to,
Yes.
as a new agent learning disc profiles, I have to, because I'm a D, I can talk to a D.
Mhm.
And then
Of course you
the
can.
I's, the S's, the C's is something I have to continue learning, so that I can tailor my conversation towards them. And I have to get all fuzzy and lovey with the S's, I'm just like, oh, okay, but I can do it.
But
It's
It's
like
like
me
a-
talking to a D, I'm like, oh, I have to be quick and I can't.
I
ask any
know,
questions.
yes, well, of course,
Bottom line.
First
That's
of
what I
all, the
hate
best
doing.
way to learn this
Okay.
is to go find someone who's the opposite of your personality.
Yeah.
An S is gonna probably be the most challenging for you.
COVID.
Yeah, and so you need to go find an S and you need to do some scripts and role play with them, some objection handling, some
Yeah.
consults with them. Yeah, you definitely do that.
So I'm D, S is emotional, and then which one's the relationship? I.
S two though.
You're I?
I am
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So I think I would be more comfortable with an I,
Yes,
because
you
I
would.
like to build relationships.
Mhm.
D obviously, S, and then what's C?
Engineers.
Engineers.
You-
Give me the
Details.
charts
Oh my God,
and
they're
the
really hard
graphs,
too. Okay.
charts and graphs.
Okay.
And their biggest fear
Yes.
is being wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
They get pissed when
Oh,
they're
so they
wrong.
like to
They
mitigate
make
risk
it-
as much as possible.
Yeah,
They're
So I
really
can do
hard
that too.
buyers in this market.
Okay.
Yes.
We have to do what to win a house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I've gotta make a decision and now,
Right.
like the minute I see it, that's
Yeah.
hard.
So you could put on like a little bit of an investor hat when talking to a C, just to kind of help, because that's what investors like to do, mitigate risk. So if you're
Right.
talking to an engineer, say, hey, okay, I understand where you're coming from, I wanna help you minimize that, and not make a decision so quick, be a little cautious.
Yeah, just use the words that are
Yeah.
triggers for them.
Okay.
Data, strategy, process.
Right.
Okay.
For her, it's for an S, family,
Okay.
you know, time, change, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's an S and then
Are you,
Shit.
is Connie Davidson an S?
Connie as
So
an
he's gonna-
IS.
He's
She
gonna
was-
role play with her next
Connie's
week.
perfect
So
for you
she's-
to role play
she's an
with.
IS. She's
Yes.
gonna be perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, well,
it will at first.
I'm an IS.
yeah.
Who's a high, Adrian Gary's a
I'm
high.
an IS, Adrian. Yeah. I can't imagine trying to talk to someone who's my opposite because I think I'll really wear them out. But I need that
Yes,
practice.
you will, I promise, because
Yeah.
I'm a high D, so you need to go find a high D to.
Me,
Okay.
Okay, go
Yeah.
on,
she
three.
wears me out when we role play. To the point.
Yes,
Oh, no.
yes.
Cause she's such a high I, it's like, I'm a DI, but my eye is good for maybe 2 hours max.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm an
Okay.
ID and they're both like right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll talk and have fun, but yeah, it's gonna be bullet
Yeah,
points and
she's
fast.
like, I don't even know if she has anything else, she's such a high I.
S,
Right, Adrian?
I,
Hi, Ashley.
She's a high I.
okay,
Adrian's a high I, not an S.
Gotcha.
okay, all right. So what else? Well, I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's on, we got 3 more minutes.
Yes.
So what else? Is there
So-
another one? What else is something you guys? Hi.
A real estate, a lawyer, they
Huh.
wanna do a real estate lawyer as opposed to a.
They're from a different state.
Different.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so they wanna use a lawyer to do the paperwork, right? Okay, got it, all right, so tell me more, listen, that's absolutely an option. Tell me more about, what's causing you to think that you'll just, use a real estate attorney?
I feel that instead of paying a real estate attorney and a broker, 6%, I'll just save that money.
Okay, all right, got it, so you're really, your goal is to save some money then, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Well, listen, that's an option. Let me ask you this, have you considered that by hiring an attorney and not an agent, that you might actually lose money.
How so?
Well, I mean, let's think about this. You know, you're hiring an attorney to do the paperwork, which, don't get me wrong, is really important, but how is that attorney going to drive traffic and excitement into your house and then navigate, hopefully, multiple offers and then pick the right buyer and make sure they get to closing?
I mean, well, I've got, offers are gonna come in. This is a seller's market. The market's hot. I won't have a problem with getting, the client. I mean, getting the right buyer. And all he has to do is do the paperwork.
You know what? You're exactly right. You're not gonna have a problem getting a buyer. Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather have a buyer or would you rather have 20 buyers?
I mean, I'm gonna have 20 buyers anyway.
Oh, okay. All right, great. That's awesome. Well, listen, I hope you do. So really what it comes down to then, and listen, again, this is completely, the ball is completely in your court. What I'd ask you to consider though is if you're, it sounds like your biggest concern is netting the most money. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Okay. You sound like you're a really smart guy and you want to net the most money. So if I could show you a way that, or if I could show you how I'm netting my sellers 3.3% more than the average Metro Atlanta agent, then would that be valuable enough for you to spend 15 minutes with me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, let's do it then. So let's just spend 15 minutes together. How about tomorrow at 4, or maybe I could pop over after work around 6:30.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, great.
That's it.
I mean, and then, you're just gonna show your data or the team or the market center's data. So if netting the most is what his biggest objective, that's really what it is. His biggest desire is netting the most. Show him how you'll net the most, but don't make him feel wrong in the process. Just lay out option A is what he wants to do. Here are the pros and cons. Has he considered option B? Pros and cons. And at the end of the day, you sound like a pretty smart guy. I have a feeling that if I can show you how you can net more and have marketing and paper, legal paperwork help, etc., and I can take all this off your hands, I'm gonna guess that you're gonna make the decision to hire me. Anything else?
That was great.
Will you guys be stumped ever again?
I wrote that down on my phone. So the likelihood of me being stumped is less now.
Good.
And she's gonna tell you, but I'm gonna ask the question, that giveaway. So how can you ensure that you will never get stumped again?
Master.
Ask questions.
Oh, he gets some money. Something. Just come back on Monday and show me that had worked on that over the weekend. How about that?
Yes. Put it on a card in your car in front of you. Put it on your laptop. Put it on a little sticky note right there to constantly remind yourself. 'Cause in the moment, you're gonna want to go straight to the handle, and
Oh, yeah, we're gonna wanna go
you're
like-
never gonna be as powerful.
Question, do you mind if we get your contact information?
Sure.
Okay. I would.
Tell me when you're ready. Lydia already has it.
Okay.
I can send it to you.
You can send it, okay, real quick, phone number?
404-606-2219.
446062219. Thank you.
It's Kelly Allen.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool, ma'am. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Be an expert.
Thank you.
Well,
Wonderful.
I
Thank you
just-
so much.
Listening, that's all it is. Listening,
Yeah.
and letting people, meeting them where they're at and letting them know that what they're thinking is not wrong. It's an
Right,
option, and
right.
just get them thinking here,
Here, right.
which means that you gotta start thinking here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome, get in.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Look, I'll buy you a drink Thursday evening at Chinley's.
Oh,
Is that
Can I go
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Is it?
We're getting together.
What time is that?
Jeff, how are you, sir?
7:30.
Good to see you.
I can do that before that.
Try, yeah.
That's
We're gonna
it.
try.
I'll be all over.
Absolutely.
This is
Absolutely.
the first thing I've done this since pre-COVID.
Oh, that's
you know?
so
I'm so
fun.
excited about it.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Okay.
That's so
Oh,
fun.
that's
My
nice.
mom used to take it
It's drinking and
Like,
socializing
yeah.
and throwing.
No, my mom would come back and be like, you didn't tell me so and such. I'm like, I thought y'all were playing a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we did the neighborhood between the walk home.
Yeah. That's really
Smart. All right, so, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll definitely come to that. We're supposed to have our Legion night from 4 to 7 on
Yeah.
Thursday. Maybe we'll move it a little earlier.
So tell me more about your Legion nights.
Yeah, so we do it once a month from 4 to 7, and everybody, well, they're not coming into the office quite yet, but they are, we're on Zoom, and we have a particular group of people or a topic, and we're calling through. And we usually have some contests, either appointments or nurtures or contacts or something like that.
Okay, I like that.
And tell me, how is Zillow doing now? Are you getting a lot of Zillow leads these days?
We actually got put on their kind of naughty list, and so we're getting, because our conversion wasn't great. Yeah, so I mean, I don't blame them. It's a good business decision to take us off. So I've been working with our person. We are gonna be building out a flex team, not a big one, just a small one. And then those agents won't get ISA leads for a year. And, but they might, I talked with somebody yesterday, I'm like, I don't even wanna go over to ISAs, you know?
Right.
But we'll get pushed back up
Right.
once we build that out, yeah. Bye, Libby.
Bye,
Take care.
thanks for stopping by. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and then we do Legion Day once a month.
Yeah,
Like here.
we're gonna do our Legion Day is 6/23. Yeah, because Silverton is doing that, movie.
Always love Cindy Kelly.
Bye,
So we're
yeah,
gonna
you too,
call
Jim.
her.
I'm a hug of you.
Oh, good, yeah.
I'm here Monday to tell you the story.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
I know, it's
How's that
so
cute name?
cute.
Hey, Lily.
I'm inviting you to a free
Yeah, they're so
restaurant
sweet.
Okay.
and it's on Saturday morning at
Oh,
9.
wow.
And so the
I know,
pushback,
yeah, sometimes.
Me too.
the
Sometimes.
pushback
I'm
you're gonna
talking
get is
to
that,
you, but-
oh my God, it's so early.
Thanks for coming
Yeah, I
pointing
know
to
it's
us.
early.
I
but
love
just
it.
think
Yeah,
about this.
anytime.
You guys can come enjoy a free movie and you have the rest of the day to yourself. Can I send you the flyer and get your commitment that you'll be at the movie? That's the conversation. And we pack out the theater.
Okay.
And I can just imagine this is gonna be the first time in 16 months? March, April, May, June, like, yeah, it's gonna be packed out. It's got
Oh, yeah.
merchants work.
That place is open right now.
Yeah. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
What is it?
A free movie. We're gonna do a free movie. Silverton's gonna do a free movie. July 24th. And so we always have like a Legion Day around it. Thank you so much.
See you Monday.
Yeah. See you Monday. Oh, enjoy the long weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, jump on the phone on Friday.
I'm gonna do India.
Yes.
We already
Okay.
talked, yeah.
All right, cool. And you're on my calendar.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesomeness. All right, cool. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Keep coming in when you can.
I will.
Yeah.
I will definitely.
Yeah. The legends have been made in this room. Seriously. I know Patty Jackson is still not on, so I'm just gonna shut it out.
My office down at exclamation point.
Thank you, darling. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that was fun. I'll just leave this up.